This is Frankie Aberzino with the Scoop News, and what you see here is a map, a resort dwelling map, and they're going to be covering, just reviewing this tomorrow during the Venice City Council meeting, and it shows basically that out of, 42 properties, that 4 have been resolved, 6 have gone before the council or something like that, and 32 properties throughout the city, basically looks mostly on the island, are in violation of the short-term lease agreement, which one thing, I'm a libertarian. I'm all for property rights. If I wanted someone to control my property and what I was doing, how I was living and stuff, I would have moved to an HOA. I don't I don't like the fact that the cities, like in the city of Venice, they control garage sales. You can only have 4 a year. How many people really know that? I don't know. They control this short-term rentals on your property, and many people are upset about it. John, the mayor, says he's an advocate of private property and property rights, yet he's pushing this whole issue with controlling property. He pushed the garage sale thing, and same with Bob Daniels and many of the others on there. And what it is if you choose to stay within a short-term rental, um, or to buy a house for short-term rentals, then you're going to have to watch out what the code is, the code enforcement rules. And these people may not even know that new code enforcements were pushed out. They may have bought their house thinking, hey, we're fine. And then the city pushed you the code enforcement issues. The short-term rental is basically anything less than 30 days. And the city of Venice will now only allow short-term rentals 3 times a year, basically. And you can only rent your house for less than 30 days, 3 times a year. When you're done, then you're done. And you basically have to register it with them so that they can give their blessing on what you can and cannot do in terms of your property. And the new rules only count for short-term rentals. And they're not rules. I say new rules. They've been in effect for a long while, a couple of years. But part of the problem with the short-term rental is that they create this bothersome environment for the neighbors. And that's the philosophy they used back prior to John. It was back, I think, when Mayor Ed Martin was in. And they didn't like the environment it created for many of the neighbors. And which is understood. But if you don't like that type of environment, why are you moving into that house? Go into an HOA if you want property rights taken away and stripped from you. Go move into a mobile home. Like I said, I'm not a fan of this, but there's a listing. They're going to review this tomorrow. They got a lot on their agenda, and there's not really too much you can do about it. Unfortunately, it passed, and it's a major hindrance on property rights of the residents of the city of Venice. As you can see, 32 people. And I'm assuming they're aware of the fact that they're in violation right now. I know, who knows what will happen. So that's a status update on short-term rentals in the city of Venice. This has been Frankie Aberzino with the Scoop News.